We are officially live on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Rumble. We are officially live. All right, you guys, we got to get into it because it is looking like the SEC is going to drop the Ripple XRP case. There is a clip from Mark Ueda from the SEC I'm going to play for you, and I want you to tell me your thoughts because it feels like the Ripple case is one of the last cases to be dropped. But I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming very, very soon, especially with all the excitement regarding President Trump. Tomorrow, the White House Crypto Summit. Executive orders are going to be written signed within the next hour. We're going to talk about a bunch of coins that World Liberty Finance is buying. It's just crazy, just absolutely crazy. But I wanted to share this clip with you first because there's a lot of speculation regarding the Ripple versus SEC case, and also to which crypto ETF we are getting first. And you have to remember, the way that the SEC acted towards Ripple was absolutely unscrupulous. You can sit here and argue Ripple is a centralized entity, which it is. You can argue that XRP is centralized or not. It doesn't really matter. All I care about when we're talking about Ripple, I care about their effort or their battle against the SEC in essentially standing up for retail that XRP is not a security on the secondary market. That case law was incredibly important and it helped some of the other cases. In addition to that, I support most altcoins. When I say I support them, I support their right to create and to become great, just as long as they act in an ethical manner, not dump on their followers, those types of things. And if there's going to be any type of selling, establish clear guidelines up front, like what's going on with that. But let's go ahead, let's roll this clip, let's see what's happening. And I want to get your guys' thoughts. On this clip here, because it's really, really important in my personal opinion. This clip is from Good Morning Crypto. Shout out to them. They have a great channel. They provide a lot of value there. We're going to go ahead and put it at 1.5 speed because I know some of you guys are busy this morning. And yeah, I do talk a lot. All right, let's go ahead and let's roll the clip.
Well, we have stopped the probes that do not involve fraud. They're involved what we call registration-only violations. Now, that means you didn't come to the government and ask us for permission before doing an offering. Now, the reason we did that is because on day one of the Trump administration, I issued an order creating the SEC's crypto task force. It's something that we should have done years ago. We need to have a clear set of rules, particularly rules that establish whether or not something's even within the SEC jurisdiction. There's a whole legal structure. What is security? What is not? Right. We've not provided any clarity. Instead, for the last 4 years, we have pursued policy setting through enforcement actions. Now, my view is we set the rules, we tell people what the rules are, we expect them to abide by those rules, and if they don't, we enforce. It's not the opposite way around. We don't hide what the rules are, hide our views, and only announce it ex post facto, which is after you've done something. There are so many in the crypto industry who've been asking for this clarity for years, and instead they get hit with subpoenas, they get hit with investigations, they get hit with court actions. So we're going back, we're engaging with the public, and that is one of the steps that we've made in addition to hosting roundtables, which we've just announced on this issue. We've created a public comment feedback form, asking the public to submit their comments on how we should regulate crypto assets.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that regulation. I'll get to that in a moment. But in terms of the rules and regulations, it was almost like the Biden administration was regulating through investigations. Just send out Wells notices. Start putting the scare into all of these firms, and then that's how you'll figure out what's going on. Tell us about the rulemaking that you changed at the Securities and Exchange Commission. There was a lot of climate change agenda rules and regs, right?
Well, that's right. In addition to having, in essence, no rulemaking on crypto, providing no clarity in advance, we instead focused a lot of time on issues like climate risk disclosure.
Right.
Climate risk disclosure at the SEC. You heard that correctly. Climate risk at the SEC. The SEC deals with securities laws. It deals with investments, money, those types of things. Climate has nothing to do with that. But let's go on.
You are the acting commissioner. What is the story with Paul Atkins, who is expected to be coming in to the SEC?
Well, Paul Atkins is a terrific nominee for the agency. I'm so pleased that President Trump put him up.
All right, let's go ahead and break this down. Let's go ahead and break this out. Good morning to those of you on Twitch. Good morning to those of you on YouTube. And also Rumble as well. But we have to give a big shout out to the channel members. Good morning to Mixing, to Julie, to Mr. R, to Mr. John Germain, and gorgeous Alexandra. Okay, let's go ahead and get back into it. And going to give you all my thoughts on this. Okay. So Mark Ueda is currently leading the SEC as Gary Gensler stepped down. Mark Ueda and Hester Peirce are very similar in their views. Shout out to Mr. Sparkwater, channel member over here. Mark Ueda is very similar to Hester Peirce in her ideas regarding the SEC and regarding to crypto. Mixing don't make me laugh. Okay, so they are very much for pro-innovation. They're very much for giving clear rules and guidelines. Hester Peirce had come out with this act, the Safety Harbor Act, which basically says, hey, these crypto companies can come in, they can register, they can operate within these constraints. They have X amount of time to showcase their utility or whatever that may be. And it was shot down by the SEC. And in this clip here, Ueda is talking about crypto companies that did not engage in fraud, because remember, insider trading is illegal. Fraudulent behaviors are illegal. Money wire transfer fraud is illegal. You cannot do those things. And it's pretty easy to understand what these things are. Now, with that being said, when Gary Gensler under the previous administration was in office, all they did was attack crypto. They sued Coinbase and Kraken and Ripple and multiple other companies. They even forced LBRY to go under and file for bankruptcy. That is not okay. Their job is to essentially protect retail and to institute guidelines in regards to what is a security and what isn't a security. And all they did was waste taxpayers' time and money during these cases, and American businesses that not only could have provided tax revenue for the United States of America. And again, I'm speaking like a public servant here. I'm trying to think like one, but they could have created jobs. Instead, Ripple had to do a lot of business overseas for a long time. And we also have some information about all the different court cases from the SEC that has been dismissed. Sorry, that's right over here. Sorry. So other court cases that have been dropped by the SEC: Coinbase, Kraken, Uniswap, Robinhood Crypto, OpenSea, Consensus, which is part of MetaMask, Gemini, crypto trading firm DRW Cumberland, Yuga Labs, and the SEC versus Richard Hart case was dropped. And again, this is also, too, the SEC prosecuted 204 crypto cases between 2013 and 2024. They settled 180 cases, 88% of the total. 14 cases were dropped by the SEC and 10 were dismissed by the judge. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what's going to happen with Ripple and my personal opinion. I think the reason why it is taking so long for this case to essentially get resolved is because the folks over at Ripple, I don't know if it's going to get dropped. I don't know if there's going to be a settlement. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen in that regard, but I think that they are negotiating right now. They're probably in talks. This is not something that's public. This is not something I have insider information to, but I see this happening because, again, Brad Garlinghouse, he will be attending the crypto summit at the White House. Brad Garlinghouse has been very close with President Trump lately. President Trump, I believe, has also acknowledged the unscrupulous behavior by the SEC and by the previous administration. And again, it was very obvious what the previous administration was doing. They had no agenda to do anything in regards to crypto. So my personal opinion, it's going to take a little bit extra time for the Ripple case to resolve because they're probably negotiating and they've got great attorneys over there, great attorneys. But we do know that it is coming to a close soon, in my personal opinion. Will it get dismissed? Will it get dropped? What exactly is going to happen? But again, when we're looking at all the cases that have been dropped or dismissed by the SEC, those are not fraud cases, number one. I'm not saying Ripple committed fraud. I don't believe that they did. I think the difference is most of these are exchanges. And Ripple is an actual crypto project. And the reason why the SEC wanted to prosecute crypto exchanges is because they wanted to be able to call. They were basically saying you're operating without the proper licensure, and these 12 cryptocurrencies are digital asset securities or crypto asset securities, whatever they wanted to call it. And they basically wanted to, I think the SEC's standpoint is they wanted to because they can just keep printing money, use taxpayer dollars money. So they wanted to essentially push these exchanges to settle with them and agree, so not necessarily agree that those crypto assets were securities, but say, hey, let's settle. And then they wanted to go after each and one individual of those companies. And I think one of the reasons why they went after Ripple first, it was an easy slam dunk. Not an easy slam dunk. I don't want to say that, but it was a very high profile case. They wanted to throw their weight around, and they also wanted to prove a point. So that's what I think happened. I love you too. And in addition to that, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. But I think it's going to end soon. I'm very confident. I'm like 99.9% confident we are going to get an XRP spot ETF. We're probably going to see some sort of something happen with XRP as far as a digital asset strategic reserve. But back to what we're seeing happen with the court cases and whatnot. I got to pull up my little notey notes over here because there's another case. I want to make sure I get it properly for you guys. It's over here. And again, I'm still on the mend. I'm still on the mend. Thank goodness I was able to get to urgent care yesterday. And I get these throat infections every year. It's like a head really thing. And the only way to fix it is really some antibiotics and some prednisone. So I'm just like, bleh. But anyways, so let's go ahead and talk back about, and also you guys, make sure to smash a like, make sure you're subscribed with all our sets so you don't miss any content, and engage. So this is from Cointelegraph, but apparently New York bill aims to protect crypto investors from meme coin rug pulls. Anytime they talk about protection, it always makes me a little bit weary. However, when we're talking about meme coin rug pulls, this is where things do get a little bit problematic. Ripple also was not a crypto rug pull. It was a legitimate crypto project. And again, there's a lot of discourse regarding Ripple and whatnot by the maxis and all those things. But at the same time, like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So New York lawmakers, and again, New York is one of the hardest states to do anything crypto. Anything at all. They always happen. But they introduced a bill, and again, it's not passed yet, but to criminalize crypto fraud, rug pulls, private key fraud, and undisclosed token interest. So basically, anytime you commit fraud, they want to go after you. Rug pulls, when you remove the liquidity from a chart, they want to go after you. Private key fraud, if you steal somebody's private keys, you hack into their funds, they want to go after you. And undisclosed token interest. So I don't know if that's when they say token interest, like basically not admitting that you own something or what that means. So I don't really know exactly what that means, but basically they just want people to disclose their interest in a particular token. And that's what we do on the channel all the time. We actually have two partners today that we are going to talk about. I'm going to give the first shout out to Brave. So our partnership over here is a content sharing partnership. And the reason why we've decided to partner with Brave is because I think that they're absolutely amazing. Like, they have a free service, a free browser. You can use it as a privacy browser, block ads, save data, and get way faster web pages just by switching your browser. They have a private search, they have a built-in AI assistant, and they have a powerful VPN, and you get to earn BAT tokens by doing so. So basically, it's a content sharing partnership that we have, and I'm very happy to be partnered with them. I think they're absolutely amazing. I'm a very big advocate of privacy, which is why I'm also partnered with SilentSwap. It is a decentralized exchange, cross-chain aggregator where you can go ahead and swap different cryptos while holding on to your crypto the entire time, because we do not have a backdoor through a centralized exchange. We utilize secret network, and you get to have private transactions. Privacy does matter. And again, also too, this is very important for some of you. And they also have a really nice little page, a little comparison over here, Brave versus Chrome versus Edge, Firefox, Safari, all of it. So I think it's absolutely awesome. I'm happy to be partnered with them. And again, they do have a VPN and a Brave firewall, and one subscription covers up to 5 devices across Android and iOS and desktop. So again, we are partnered with Brave. Also too, this little mention over here, which we can't talk about too much, but y'all can go ahead and read. So again, thank you so much. So, I mean, then I don't really have, like, the bill that they want to introduce, obviously I would have to read it, because anytime that they push bills forward, there's always all of this information in it that isn't inherently good sometimes. Like, I feel like bills should be written in plain English. They should be very easy to understand, all of those types of things. So we'll see what they have to say. But again, fraud is pretty straightforward. Don't do fraud. You can't insider trade, those types of things. So, and again, disclosure is fair too. I don't see any issue with disclosing a partnership and whatnot. We do it on the channel all the time. It's pretty easy. You just say, hey, I'm sponsored, I'm partnered, I'm this and that. So I don't see a problem with that at all. I mean, it's something you kind of always had to do anyways. But back to the Ripple case, I think it's going to end soon. We don't know exactly when. I know there's a lot of rumors, but we're seeing all of this noise with the crypto ETFs, with the spot ETFs. And another thing I wanted to talk about, and again, we're going to get into all the other news. We're going to get into the craziness, some of the coins that World Liberty Finance has been buying, and I want you guys to pay attention to those. I'm not telling you to buy them. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We got a lot to talk about today. But back to the case with Ripple. I would be patient. Ripple price is actually doing pretty well right now. And again, you guys, I do hold Ripple. Or excuse me, I do hold XRP. And as far as the crypto markets go, one of the reasons why Move is up is because Move is up 16.4% because World Liberty Finance is buying it, which we'll talk about in a minute. Crow is up 14% because Chris from crypto.com will be attending the summit, I believe. Sui is up because of a partnership as well with the Trump administration, I believe. But we're going to go, I have to get those stories to give you the exact information. And on the weekly, Cardano is up 36%, Pulse Chain, Ondo, XRP, etc. We're going to do a really, really quick market overview. Then we're going to get back into the news. Also, you guys, if you'd like to trade with me, I'm trading on crypto.com and on Femex. Not your keys, not your coins. Please read the terms of service, and the rough links are going to be down in the description below. If you don't want to, no worries, no worries. So this is what the chart looks like right now. I'm going to go ahead and remove these lines because I don't want to get a naked chart yet, but I want to kind of see what's going on. So again, we're trading between about 92,000 and 106,000 for quite some time. We had a breakdown that occurred on 2/24/2025 with Bitcoin. I believe this was the Trump tariff announcement. I don't exactly remember. We'll talk about tariffs in a minute, so hold on. We had a drop. We popped all the way back up to 94,000. We dipped to about 81,000 a couple days prior. We dipped to about 79,000. We're struggling to get back above that range to about $92,000. We got to 93.2, but we haven't been able to get back above it. So we'll have to see what happens there. But taking a look at the 4 hour, we are looking a little bit bearish right now. Again, I can draw a trend line, but it's just going to tell me we need to get back above $92,000. So we're probably going to retrace to about 86.5 over here. So I feel like and again, tomorrow is March 7th. Tomorrow is going to be the day that it's rumored that there's going to be an announcement regarding the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Also, apparently in another hour, and within this hour, Trump is going to be signing some executive orders. So we'll try to stream as long as we can. I do have an event tonight. If you're in Hollywood, California, I'm going to be going to the Stand with Crypto event. I am going to be on a panel speaking. They sent me what we were going to talk about, but I forgot to read it. But just know I will be advocating for crypto in a very respectful manner for retail. My main focus is retail. Retail matters. And if we don't make noise now and demand now respectfully, we're going to get left behind, which is why I also wanted to play the clip with Mark Ueda for you guys. Because it says there, Mark Ueda from the SEC, we want public comments. We want investors' takes on things. And they're talking about you guys. Go to the SEC's website. Find the form or you can even send them an email and just respectfully demand they remove the accredited investor law because it is predatory. If you want to become an accredited investor, you can take tests. They're very complex, hard tests. But the interesting thing about it is people that have a certain amount of wealth don't have to take the test. If you make over $250,000 a year or you have over $1 million in assets, you don't have to take that test. And I think it's a little bit ridiculous. And I mean, if they required all parties to take the test, cool, fine. But they're not doing that. They're basically saying if you're rich, you can pay to not have to take the test. Well, not necessarily pay, but you can just go ahead and apply. So I think that that's kind of ridiculous. And yeah, anyone can spend time and take it, but again, at the same time, it's not fair. It's not a level playing field here. We want to make sure we get a seat at the table because we want to make sure we get access to these traditional financial products. You know, Joe. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. I think the market is just absolutely cuckoo right now. Absolutely cuckoo right now. Yep, gotta pay to play. All right, let's go ahead and get back to our charts over here. My daughter does that to me. She goes, "Hey, mom," I'm like, Oh, by the way, her grades are stellar. She has mostly A's and a couple B's. She's excelling in guitar and vocals right now. We got her brand new vocal and guitar teacher. She got her behavior at school has been improving, which is amazing because she's a little sassy pants like mom. And what else? What else? She's just doing super good, and I'm really thankful she's healthy. So, anyways, you guys know I talk about my kid. All right, and we are going to be doing an unboxing video, me and her, this weekend. So, as far as Ethereum goes, Ethereum is kind of like flat right now. Yeah, repeal all accredited investors laws. I think that they're stupid. If you can gamble in a casino or go to a liquor store and buy in the hood and go buy scratchers and lottery tickets, you should be able to invest in XRP if you want, or Bitcoin, or whatever asset you want. Now, taking a look at Ethereum, we just need to get back above the $2,200, and personally above $2,800. There's nothing really to cover here. As far as Solana goes, Solana's struggling to get back above 154. We should get a pump tomorrow, depending on what happens. SUI, there was a big announcement with SUI and the Trump admin. We'll talk about that really shortly. And then XRP is one of the stronger coins out there. This thing is there. XRP is one of the most popular coins. And again, I really see it going to $5.89. Can it go to $10? Well, we'll have to see how high the crypto market cap goes. And yes, market cap does matter. Again, once we get the ETFs approved, we'll get a lot more liquidity into the crypto markets. With that being said, when we talk about liquidity coming into the crypto markets, I think JP Morgan or one of these big companies estimated like $5 to $8 billion coming in with each ETF. So again, that does give a nice boost to the total market cap, in my opinion. Now let's get into some of the stories over here, because there's a lot to cover. All right, so this is Mr. Paul from Coinbase, and he over here, let me go back up, babies. Let me go back up. All right. Over here, Coinbase filed a Freedom of Act FOIA request demanding details on how much the SEC spent on enforcement actions under Gary Gensler. The reason why they are doing this is they want to see the budget, staffing, and expenses. And Coinbase aims to hold the SEC accountable for taxpayer spending on its war of crypto. I appreciate Coinbase for doing this. Because, again, I think what did Ripple spend on the SEC case? Was it like $100 million or 50? It was a lot of money. And if they spent that much money as a private company, and the SEC is a bunch of unelected bureaucrats that have unlimited access to taxpayer dollars, how much do you think they spent? Because anytime the government does something, it costs 2 to 3 times more. We won't be getting refunded, but again, I love this Doge approach. I absolutely love it. And again, it's really, once we figure out how much was being spent, it's probably going to blow our socks off. Now let's talk about the CFTC. CFTC chair says they're collaborating with SEC on crypto regulation. And this is kind of what we knew. We knew that this was coming. Is this a good or bad thing? Well, Carolyn Pham, she's the acting chair of the CFTC. She's also pro-crypto, but she spoke at an event and confirmed that CFTC and crypto and SEC is working together on crypto regulations. They have restarted conversations at staff level. Hester Pierce was also there, and she agreed with Caroline. And she says that the SEC working to define what falls under jurisdiction and what does not. Again, this is really good. This is good for Ripple. This is good for every single crypto project in the space. Now, let's get into World Liberty Finance and what they are buying. On this channel over here, we grift as ethically as possible. What does that mean? Everybody grifts. Everybody takes ideas from somebody else. It's just what people do. Now, with that being said, we want to pay attention to the people with money. We want to see what they're doing with their money, and we want to see how they're spending it. Do we copy their trades? You don't have to copy their trades. I'm not advocating for that unless that's something you want to do. What I'm advocating for is that you follow what they're doing. You pay attention to what these people are doing. They make a lot of money. They have a lot of money, and they're going to continue to make a lot of money. President Trump is very good. He's a very good businessman, or so are members of his family. So when he touches something, especially when we're talking about crypto, you should pay attention. When MicroStrategy does something, when different companies like BlackRock, et cetera, when TradFi companies move, we want to pay attention to what they're doing. We want to indicate that in our trading and investing journals. It's extremely important. Now, let's go ahead and cover some of the coins that they've bought. World Liberty Finance, and again, Trump is an advisor. It's not his company. And make sure you guys smash the like. We have over 600 people in here on YouTube. Same with TikTok. Make sure you guys smash the like. I appreciate it. It helps push it out. Shout out to the 4 of you watching me on Twitch, and the Rumble, it doesn't tell me how many. So, World Liberty Finance bought 25 million ahead of tomorrow's crypto summit. They bought 10 million in Ethereum, 10 million in Wrap Bitcoin, and 1.5 million in Move. They also hold Tron, Link, and Ondo. So, in relation to this news, SUI partners with World Liberty Finance. That's why number went up. If I were you, I would probably put these in your trading and investing journal to watch. Also, if you would like full transparency and security, all World Liberty financial swaps will be executed through this safe on Etherscan. They gave the address. And before we talk about the SUI partnership, I want to, 30 on Rumble. That's a freaking awesome. Thank you guys. I want to talk about the transparency here. So the difference between traditional finance and blockchain technology is crypto is public. Blockchain technology allows us to see financial transactions publicly in real time. It is a public ledger, and it's a very good thing. Privacy is very important. That's why you want to go ahead and use silent swap. But at the same time, for public servants, they shouldn't get to have privacy when they're spending our money. Or companies like this, or BlackRock, or TradFi, we should be able to track in real time what's happening with our money. Because remember, banks force you to deposit money. Well, the current system forces you to deposit money, and they take it and they invest on their behalf, or your behalf, for themselves, kind of, sort of. It's a dumb thing. So World Liberty Finance is going to be some sort of TradFi crypto thing. Anyways, this is the address you can use to track. I'm going to go ahead and dump it in the chat for you guys so you can see. And everything is going to be done through Ethereum, it looks like, because Ethereum is a very easy way. It's okay if you're impatient. It's okay if you're impatient, you guys. It happens. It's life. Okay, now over here. Also, too, we're going to talk about the SUI news, but hold up. President Trump plans to sign executive orders in 1 hour. This is according to Cointelegraph. We'll see exactly what comes out. We're watching this like crazy. But SUI, they went ahead and posted this on their personal, on their X. We're excited to announce partnership with World Liberty Finance. Donald Trump inspired pioneer in DeFi protocol, which is it's really for TradFi too, rooted in a shared vision. As part of the collaboration, World Liberty Finance will include SUI in their strategic token reserve designed to bolster Web3 projects, and World Liberty Finance and SUI have begun exploring product development opportunities. So this partnership was announced today. Are they a World Liberty Finance co-founder praised SUI for its American-born innovation, scale, and adoption. Okay, so they're a Made in America project. I just want to verify for that for myself, because that's what I like to do. I do my best to do that. All right, so where is, SUI is Made in America project. So again, all of the projects that are made in America, you should be paying attention to, especially the ones that are being added to different various portfolios. I think those will perform the best long term, in my personal opinion. I do own SUI, I do own Chainlink, I do own Algo, I do own Ethereum, Solana, and I always disclose to you guys what I hold, because I think that that's super important. Obviously, I hold Bitcoin, a little bit of XRP. But again, paying attention to the cryptos that are made in the USA are probably a good move, and probably better than screwing around with meme coins. But y'all do what you want to do. Also, since we are talking about meme coin, or Made in America, let's go ahead and take a look at another partner for today's show, which is Propy. They're also made in America, and you can find them on the Made in America list on CoinMarketCap. Thank you so much, Propy, for partnering with the O Show. Everything crypto every single day. And they are real estate on chain. They're U.S. licensed, title, and escrow, closing in fiat, Bitcoin, or Pro, which is their native token. And they have over 4 billion in transactions, and they are a U.S. token listed on Coinbase. So again, they are another project that is made in America. This is a little bit of their commercial.
Something makes us want to get together. A plan, a love, a sign. The drive to create a space that's truly yours, whether as lovers or as couples that turn into families, we all need our place. For our children, for the old lady.
And they went ahead and they started a brand new campaign, which I think is absolutely awesome, especially when we're talking about crypto. Crypto is incredibly important because there are different tax advantages. Again, you have to verify with your CPA about that when using crypto instead of cashing out. But again, some of the tax laws will be changing, etc. But again, verify with your CPAs. Don't take my word for it. But anyways, as far as Propy goes, they've been building in the space for quite a long time. They bring property rights on chain, instant transaction, borderless ownership, security, efficiency, and you should really care because homeownership is becoming faster and more secure. I remember when I bought my first house, I believe it was in 2014, the amount of paperwork we had to sign if you wanted to pull city permits or any of those types of things. You would need to actually go down to the city or to your city, and it was an absolute hot mess. I dealt with undisclosures, all kinds of things. So the fact that everything is going to be on chain or in the future moving forward, and Propy is really helping to innovate that, I love it. It makes me feel a lot better because it'll be easy to check. It'll be easy to pull records and whatnot. Now, it will eliminate inefficiencies. It will give power back to buyers and sellers, and it is backed by real utility. So as far as the Propy token, their native token is #PRO. Not financial advice. Always do your due diligence, but it is the only U.S. real estate utility token, adoption in all market conditions, and of course, it does have a valid real use case. Like when we talk about RWAs, and we've talked about using NFTs to put crypto on the blockchain or to put real world assets on the blockchain. That's exactly what Propy is doing. And again, it's important because God forbid there's some sort of disaster. We just had the fires in LA. And I remember having to pack my bags and packed all our valuables up and God forbid we had to flee because there's 2 fires that started within my house or my neighborhood within 2 to 4 blocks. So I had to pack everything up just in case. But again, like having things on the blockchain, like RWAs, especially title and ownership, make the process so much easier. Like I've heard of so many people that had to go, that they're trying to get their insurance policy and the insurance company was like, hey, you need to show title or this and that or whatever. And they're like, well, burn down the house. But with a company like Propy, because everything will be on the blockchain and it's there, it'll be a lot easier to verify and check. And again, they are redefining real estate and ownership. And I think it's super cool. So that's why we've partnered with them today. Make sure you guys smash the like. Okay. And check them out too. Again, they're made in the USA. So I think you should be paying attention to all of those things made in the USA. Now we got to talk about Mr. Tolley over here. Got to talk about Mr. Tolley from Solana. He's had a lot of hot takes recently. Some I agree, some I do not agree with. Now, with that being said, let's get into what the hell he's talking about. So in this little statement over here, he says he does not like the crypto reserve. And he says no reserve because if you want to decentralize, you fail to put government in charge of it, or states run their own reserve as a hedge against a Fed and making a mistake. I can agree with this to an extent, but at the same time, if we want to talk about decentralization, let me figure out how to say this in a nice way. True decentralization cannot stop anyone from participating in the economy. The whole point of operating in a true decentralized economy is to be able to allow whoever to do what they want to do. And if he really feels this way, then he should also be against a Solana ETF because it adds a centralized entity in the mix. Government is centralized. Traditional finance is centralized. So I understand what he's saying. But at the same time, if they want a reserve, their rights to have a reserve. I personally think we should have 2 reserves. We should have a crypto strategic reserve and should have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. With the crypto strategic reserve, I also think that they might want to do ETFs, crypto ETFs instead. But again, he also said, or there has to be a reserve based objectively on measurable requirements. I don't care what they are. They could be constructed that only Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that was his take. Yeah, and he also said Bitcoin was, I forgot what he said something. But anyways, Solana versus Ethereum, decentralized finance. And this comes from Franklin Templeton. Again, you guys stick around. We have a lot to cover. I want to make sure you guys are all up to date. But anyways, the key points from this is that Solana's DEX dominance peaked at 53% in January. Despite growth of Solana DeFi tokens trade at lower valuation multiples on Ethereum, security upgrades expected to improve Solana's stability. And Franklin Templeton argues that Solana is more sustainable and secure. I don't know if they're more sustainable and I don't know if they are more secure. Time will tell, but we'll have to see what ends up happening. Now, This is going to be a big one over here, a really, really big one over here. This is about Cardano. And I like me and Charles, we get along now. But anyways, Cardano founder Charles H. said he wasn't aware that President Trump would include ADA in his proposed crypto reserve until the date was announced. He also claimed that neither he nor any Cardano representative have received an invitation to the crypto summit or the White House crypto summit. There's a list floating around and it's not completely accurate. If you want a completely accurate list, you have to go to Miss Ellie's page. She's got all the details, but there's a bunch of fake lists being floated around. If they're going to be adding American-based projects, happy to see Cardano there. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, Cardano is looking really nicely. Also, too, this is according to Woo Blockchain. Charles H. was not invited to the March 8th, I think it's March 7th tomorrow, White House Crypto Summit. Cardano has not participated in policy or discussions met with administration. Charles H. previously hinted at funding a dinner with the pro crypto PAC MAGA, but the White House stated he was not invited. So I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing though, because and the reason why I don't think this is a bad thing is because all the people that are attending, like Brad Garlinghouse, et cetera, and Chris from crypto.com, Brian Armstrong, they've given a lot of money already. So I don't know. I still think Cardano will get its time to shine. But again, people like to FUD and say all these things. And since we're talking about Cardano, the foundation announced that they are partnering with Serpro, which is the world's largest owned IT company. And again, they're doing some really cool things in Brazil. And once we get more clarification on what crypto companies can and cannot do in the United States of America, we will start to see more partnerships with crypto companies happen here. And I'm very, very excited for that. Now, this is Matthew from Bitwise. He said, what did he say over here? He basically said that that Trump's crypto reserve will be nearly entirely Bitcoin and will be larger than what people think. He says, after the dust settles, I suspect the final reserve will be nearly entirely Bitcoin and it'll be larger than what people think. And with that being said, this is all speculation right now. Like, people are excited about it, but at the same time, like, it's just... there's just too much speculation for me. I'm too overstimulated. But this is a great post from David Sachs. He said that over the past decade, the federal government sold approximately 195,000 Bitcoin for proceeds of $366 million. If the government had held the Bitcoin, it would be worth over $17 billion today. That's how much it has cost American taxpayer dollars. So let's talk about this a little bit. Over here. So when we're talking about a Bitcoin or crypto strategic reserve, I fully support like all the crypto that they have confiscated, including the Bitcoin, to be added to it. I don't see an issue with that because it's already been confiscated. Now, I did have somebody ask me, well, Wendy, like, shouldn't it just be given back to the people? Why? I mean, why would you... That's not when you do something bad and money or assets are confiscated for you, like, you have to pay restitution and different types of things. So I think the stuff gets sold that way. But anyways, if it has to deal with crypto, I think it should automatically be put in the strategic reserve because it's free money or it's a free asset. That's just my opinion though. That's my opinion. But again, the US and remember Germany, this goes back to Germany. Germany had like a bunch of millions of dollars in Bitcoin, and they sold it like at the bottom, and they only own like $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is why I continue to challenge you guys to own at least $1,000 of Bitcoin. I think y'all should. So anyways, that's what's going on with that. And then we have Miss Loomis over here. She said emphasis on the long-term strategy, and all she's basically saying is to hold your Bitcoin, hold your crypto. And that's what they're going to do with the strategic reserve strategy. And that's why Michael Saylor is going. I think that he wants to make sure he's cozying up with Mr. Trump so he can get the best tax benefits possible. My hair is so weird today. And I also think that you know, they're going to follow the same type of business structure that MicroStrategy has by taking debt out on their assets. That's my personal opinion. But what do I know? All right, let's get more. There's more stuff. Bitwise filed an S1 application for Aptos ETF. And I believe that is where's Aptos? Yep, Aptos is another US-based company. So I would be paying attention to all of these. Canary Capital files to launch ETF tracking cross-chain protocol AXLR. Is AXLR made in the US? Let's see. AXL. I think it is. Where is it? Is it? Yep, Axler is made in the USA over here. So again, they're going to be focusing on a lot of crypto-based projects made in the USA. Next over here, we've got Cointelegraph. Hold on, what's this one? Coinbase plans to tokenize coin stock and renewed security token push. What does this mean? Basically, they're going to be one of the first companies to put their stock on, tokenize it basically as an RWA. They're going to be, it sounds like they're going to be beating BlackRock, JP Morgan, and all the other traditional financial companies. So this is actually big news. This is going to be, I feel like, the first RWA of a stock that's going to take place. So basically, they're reviving their plans to tokenize coin stock and other securities in the U.S. following the SEC's creation of the new crypto task force. So they'll probably be working alongside the SEC to come up with laws and regulations. It also makes sense why Brian Armstrong is going to the White House Crypto Summit. Again, he was another big donor as well. Tokenized securities offer investors benefits such as voting rights, profit sharing, while improving transaction efficiency. And I believe you can trade them 24/7, 365. This next story over here is going to be MiCA and Tether. So ESMA clarified that MiCA regulation does not ban Tether in the EU, but only restricts services facilitating its purchase. This makes no sense. Whatever. Also, too, the tariffs have been postponed to April 2nd. And again, that's why I told you guys not to act on the tariffs, because again, and this is just with Mexico. So basically, President Trump announced that he says, after speaking with a Mexican president, I agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under USMCA agreement. This agreement is until April 2nd, and I did this as an accommodation out of respect for the president. Our relationship has been good, blah, 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 blah. So basically, Canada is still going on and cracking. Mexican tariffs will be halted. And again, the tariffs are reciprocal tariffs. So we pay tariffs and we're going to be charging them tariffs. So it kind of cancels each other out. So I don't know why people are so upset about it. But again, this is why I told you there's going to be a lot of negotiation happening. So when we get initial news about tariffs or any type of change in geopolitical policy, we need to kind of take a step back and understand Trump is a businessman, same with a lot of the other public servants in other countries in here, and they're going to be negotiating for the best deal on their interest and on the interest of their people. So Mexican tariffs are halted as of now. Canada, China, no. Whoops. All right, next story. Woo. Why am I not working? Okay. That was pretty much it for today. So basically, overview of everything is that the Ripple case will be dismissed soon. The Ripple case will get resolved soon. It's going to be one of the last cases to get resolved because it's more complex. I don't think that fraud was done, but I think that they're negotiating and trying to think. Hold on a second. Okay. Anyways, so people are fighting in the chat. Yeah, just be nice, you guys. Be respectful in the chat. Don't call each other liars and stuff like that. Shout out to Texas. I'm going to Houston, Texas next week. Or no, next month, I think. I don't know, man. Anyways, so basically pay attention to the stuff that World Liberty Finance, Move, Ethereum, Sui, all of the different assets that they are holding on to or they're accumulating. The Crypto White House Summit is tomorrow. There is potential that we are going to get the Bitcoin or any of the crypto asset strategic reserves announced. So stay tuned to that. And everybody also too needs to pay attention to all of the, sorry, I'm getting like brain fart right now because I'm so tired. Because my body's tired. I need a steak. I just had a bean and cheese burrito yesterday. So yeah, I think that the Ripple case is going to end soon. I also think that that we are going to get an announcement of the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And I don't, as far as the crypto assets go, I would pay attention to the crypto coins that are made in the USA. But anyways, WendyO is out. I will see you guys soon. I will be back to, Julie. Anyways, you guys, I got to get going. I'm going to be in Hollywood tonight. If you guys want to come down to the crypto, Stand with Crypto event, I'll be speaking. It's on their website. If you want to sign up, I will be there advocating for retail. But I need to go make steak because I'm hungry. I'm like feeling really weak and my hair is like dusty and my baby hairs are going crazy. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Sending you all love and light. WendyO is out. I've got a video dropping for you about JP Morgan at 2 p.m. PST, so stick around for that.